Good morning, everyone. I just told Cherry, don't give me that funny face, and so she did it anyway. So good morning, welcome. This is Facebook Live Q&A show with Cherry Divine and the Ancients. We're so glad you're here. Oh my goodness, everybody is just popping in, saying hi. I'm here. Jolynn, you know what, hon? We ask people to ask their questions before the show on the graphic that is on the Facebook page. This is not the graphic. This is the show graphic, and so I know it's confusing. But we'll try and get to it. So we'll see. Zach is here. Hi, sweetie pie. Oh dear, Zach is not somebody we want to talk to. Okay, Zach. Jolynn, and we will try and get to it. So we've got a show to start, and we wanted to take a snow day today here in Albany, Oregon, because we got snow. I mean, what is this about?
I know, we should be going into spring. So I'm ready for spring. You know, Nancy asked me not to make that face, yet I feel like one of those newscasters that's standing out in the field. And the news person inside the studio will ask the question, and then the newscaster out in the field is looking off, trying to wait because there's a delay in, receiving the question and then answering. So they're staring off into whatever. And then all of a sudden you see them connect. You go, hi, yeah, this is the answer. And so, yeah, what do you do with your face when you're waiting for somebody to talk to you and you're looking at a computer? I'll scowl. No, that's no fun.
Stare up at the stars. You got stars behind you.
I have stars. Here, okay, is this better? I'll start it like this.
All right, Carey has joined us. Great.
Yeah.
All righty. So let's, anything new? Anything we want to talk about?
Yes, there is. I did notice this particular question and answer period that either Nancy or I was going in and saying, can you please be more specific? And there's a reason for this there's some nervousness going on. Let it go. You're not in trouble. And there's no judgment. Nothing like that. It's a matter of we're on a limited platform. And I'm tapping into a lot of different people. So when I'm looking at this and I've got anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes to answer your question, I want it to be the answer that is going to best serve you. And and when you're not claiming what the question is, when you're saying, tell me my future, tell me my career, this is saying, hold it. You don't feel you have enough value to say, this is what I would like to know. This is my concern, and I'm specifically asking. And then not only do you receive the answer, you receive direction. You receive guidance. I tell people over and over and over again, and no, it's not a lecture, and I'm not, going yet that time of somebody telling you your future is long gone. We are the creators of the events in our life and the directions they are to go. We get to choose. We get to go in movement. And so when we step into it and say, hold it, I'm going to bring my personal power back to me. I'm going to claim who I am. I'm going to honor who I am. I'm going to value who I am. Then we walk a more direct path and one that supports who we are. And that's what I'm all about. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a psychic. The label gets given because that's an identifier. You have so many different potentials. You'll have one experience and, caught that one, did we? Oh, my group caught that. You'll have lessons and experiences you have come to Earth to participate in. You have things you want to step into, but there's not one direct path. It's not going at a certain rate. You can speed it up. You can slow it down. You are creating and you are co-creating with others. And so when you're at a certain point, you will attract in those that are at that same moment and point. Yet if you choose to take a different direction, they may fall away with a whole new group of people coming in because that's where you are now. And we never, ever, ever get to decide what happens in another person's life. You know, we don't have the whole blueprint for that person's life. So I do ask that when you're asking a question, it is about you. For your concern in your life is you. Your life is created from the essence of all that you are. As you open to your awareness or shut down your awareness, this outside of you reflects what it is that is occurring inside of you. So let your questions be specific to you. Let yourself feel and honor the value of all that you are. Rejoice in knowing you are a magnificent creator and you are capable of creating the life of your dreams. To do this is to step into who you are. So there's that. And see, it wasn't a lecture. It's all about personal empowerment. You are important in this world. And as you come to understand your importance and the puzzle piece you're adding to it, then your world changes. You notice that nervous feeling of, oh gosh, I did it wrong is gone. You know, this is the thing when we talk with each other, not at, it makes a huge difference. There we go.
Great. Thank you. And I want to welcome, let's see, we have a bit of a troll here and a guy named Zach. So that's, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that. But Carey and Misty Jo.
I think you can click on his name and just hit block. And Zach, I'm not sure what your point is. You know, to try to disempower someone else does not add power to your life. And that goes out there for anybody else. It actually tears away your foundation. It won't affect mine or anybody else who's listening to the show.
Great. And Carey's here, Misty Jo's here, Sandra's here, Monique's here, Kelly's here, Romy's here. Yay! Carey says lovely affirmation. So that was beautiful. I just want to, and I'm not the soft and gentle person that Cherry is. She's not a mind reader. Just so you know, she's not a mind reader except for me.
That's it. I only read Nancy's mind. Only Nancy's. And predict when babies are born. That's another thing I do know. Just kidding.
Her friend had anyway. So we're going to get started. We wanted a snow day, but it's because we work at home. We couldn't get away with it. So,
but we could go outside and make snow angels.
We can do that. So
I outgrew my snowsuit.
How did the dogs? The dogs are having fun with snow again.
Yes, they are. They love the snow.
I think that's fun. My dog came in last night. She had a snow beard on. It was very cute.
Well, you know, it's a little rough for Paisley because her hindquarters does not lift up. So you put her out in anything that's cold and wet, it kind of just accumulates, and she has to get her little legs just right to lift herself up enough to go potty. So she looks at me like I'm torturing her, like, why are you doing this to me? Because I'm cruel. No, not really. Not really.
Yes.
If I could find an easier way, I would do it. And I do have a little dog wheelchair thingy, but she hates it and won't move in it. So.
Oh, well, that does make it challenging.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get started so we can go play in the snow. All right.
Okay.
Misty Jo wants to know about her current relationship. Is it going to last? Will we be back together in our home soon?
And here again, Misty Jo, I can only look in at a little bit of this because we're on limited time. And one of the things I got on this is, first of all, is you are at a crossroads. I'm going to leave the other person out of this particular question because this is about you. And this is not a question you have asked about just this relationship, but many different relationships. And that's a part of it. You're looking at it. You have a different player in your life and a different, what feels like a different experience, but it's actually a very similar experience. This is a time you're stepping into, oh my goodness, all of a sudden it goes silent. And claiming your voice, claiming who you are, claiming what you want in your life. And looking at, does this support who I am? Now, there's a lot of energy of connection and love around this, yet there's a disconnect in, okay, I guess the other person is going to come in which they can claim themselves. And it feels like there's a complete undermining over and over again within this person. So that's their stuff. You don't get to fix that for them. You get to look at your life and see what it is you want in your life. Is it going to go in and you're going to settle into your own home? If you both, not just you, but you both start owning your own lives and working towards a common goal, an outcome. But that means you get to own your own issues. They aren't going to go away. Then they can be put under a rug. But it's a, believe it or not, it's a blessing to go in and look at these things because then you quit, attracting in and doing the same thing. So look at what's familiar in this relationship to past relationships. Look where you feel as if you're out of your power, where you're honored but not honored, and then love who you are fully and completely. That changes the colors of all of your relationships. Like I said, you're at a crossroads. What do you want in your life? And you have the ability to firm up this connection and create something very long lasting, but it takes both of you. You aren't the only one that's going to be able to do this. And the word disappointments keeps coming in. And this is where I can't get into everything lengthy, and this platform doesn't allow it. So look at the feelings of disappointments within relationships and when they first began. And I want you to go back all the way to childhood and where you felt you didn't deserve to be fully loved and where you set yourself aside. And I know that didn't answer it specifically, yet this is the time we're in. And so it's talking to your partner and saying, hold it. Are you willing to invest in our relationship by investing in you, and I'll invest in me, and we can walk together, walk forward together, hand in hand, heart in heart. So that's the answer to that one. People, I know you want me to say a hard and fast, yep, it's going to work. Yet that's not the time we're in. We want to create the worlds we desire to live in, and that's what this time is all about. So.
Wow. Thank you for that. So we're going to move to a few questions about career and jobs. And Carey asked, I love what I do as my work, and I'm wondering if you see me moving towards doing readings and energy work in addition to being a hairstylist. Thank you. And I want to thank Carey for clarifying. She was someone else that we asked to please clarify your questions, and you did a great job. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that. And one of the things that many people who work with people in any way are already working energetically. What I love about this is you're now in your awareness. Many hairstylists, cosmetologists, body workers are not aware that they are tapping into a person's energy and actually pulling in information and assisting that person. And so this is something for you to be completely aware of. And where the benefit is, and this is the thing, is the reason you're being drawn into learning more about energy work and that sort of thing is because of, as you're working with people, you're not releasing the energies you're around, and it can cause a hardship in your body, in your emotional body, mental, and physical body. So the reason you're being drawn into this isn't as much to go out and work in that field, which it feels like you do, just saying, but so that you know that you're bringing energy in, you're transmitting it out, but you're also pulling that person's energy into you, but you're not releasing it. And it's to come to a greater understanding of the flow of energy. And this will help with your hands, the joints in your shoulders and behind your neck. And there you got a stuck spot in your spinal column, mid-waist. Anyway, yes, pursue that. And let it be enjoyable. People are going more and more to, or being drawn more and more to spas that do a lot of different things, not just the outer, but also the inner. Have fun with this. Let yourself be drawn in the directions that open more of who you are. That's a fun one.
That's great. And I love that about talking with her about being a hairstylist and the energy interaction with the people that she's working with. So we've got, Misty Jo said thank you. It meant a lot, the conversation about her relationship. So.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Misty Jo, for letting us know. Tammy's here. Christine said good morning. There's Gay Wynn. Hi, sweetie. Carey said thank you about the readings and the hairdressing. Yeah, do what's fun, Carey. Just follow the fun.
You know, the thing is I know a lot of hair care people or cosmetologists that do start having issues with, physical and mental and emotional problems because they're not understanding. You're connecting energy fields and you're automatically working and you're tuning in to that person. And it's so important. It's when I work with you, I'm tapping into your energy body. It's very important for me to release that, to let it be transmuted outside of me. So it's for all of you who work in these fields or work with people at all, remember to release the energy you absorb.
Great. Good. Thank you. Maybe we need another empath class for
I do
people
believe
that do this kind of work, huh?
Exactly.
Interesting. All right. Romy has been working on her paperwork. I think this is her tax paperwork, and she wants to know if she threw away anything of value when she was going through Robert's paperwork yesterday.
Nope. It's all clear. Anything that was not seen was not meant to be seen. There was nothing really hidden. Excellent job. Good for you. You did fine. And one of the reasons this becomes a challenge is there's still emotional upset. Robert passed a few months ago. And so there's a part of you, this is the way, another form of release. So, let yourself feel whatever emotion comes up during this time. My few months is probably 6 to 7 months. It just dawned on me. Time's not something I attach to very well.
All right. And Cathy, another job question. Is my job going to be gone soon? Should I be looking for a transfer?
It isn't that it's going to be gone. It feels like you're ready for more growth. It is time for you to start sitting back and really looking at what direction you're wanting to go in. Where is it you want to take your personal skills? And in this year feels like a huge change year for you. So it for the last 2 years, you've been getting this feeling like, I gotta shake it up. I gotta shake it up. And as if something's pushing you. And that's because something's pushing you. And it's so that you grow in more of what you do and do not stagnate. You love what you do, yes, but what can you do to enhance that brings you even more joy? And for whatever reason, all of a sudden I see children circled around you, and it doesn't feel like you're in a field that actually works with children. So look at what directions that benefit you, that you can connect with young energy, and you give and you receive it. But tactical skills, I'm not sure what that means. Somebody's all of a sudden, and words, I don't relate to words when I'm up here, so I'm not sure what tactical means at this time. For some reason, I get it more with, Anyway, so look at your skill sets. Where do you want to take them? What brings you joy and happiness? And get ready for change. The month of September is real big for you in this change area. Now, don't wait for September. Just know that you've got an energy that can help boost and carry you forward. So.
So what you're saying is for her to take the initiative and not wait and see whether something's going to happen, but to really move forward into more of what she wants.
Exactly.
And to me, the children was, what brings her joy?
Ooh, I like that. That's good. I just got tingles all the way up. And so, there's times, this world teaches us to get into a field, get that security, and hold on to it until we retire out, or hopefully retire out. Yeah, we're not necessarily doing things that way anymore. We're going into a field, we're bringing in what's perfect for us, and then we're going into expansion and growth. And so that will take us out. And that's how we're, it says, absorbing our lessons and absolving our blockages. I like that.
Whoa, so, look at
you. I know, I'm just so with it.
She found some words. Oh my gosh.
I did, words.
Great. Okay, so hopefully, Cathy, that was helpful for you. I loved it. Liz wants another job question. My husband and I would like to know about our current jobs. Any messages or advice would be good, please and thank you. So this, Liz, I'm just going to say, pay attention to what Carey has said to the previous people that asked career questions, but go ahead and see what you can find for Liz.
Liz, again, you're asking for another person. You're trying to bring everybody on board and find direction. And in a way, this relates to or identifies with control. If I'm able to control all of this, then I'm safe. I'm going to include this person so I feel safe. So we're going to let the husband go off. He has his own journey. He has his own way and that sort of thing. And yes, I do understand you collaborate together, but this is to validate you. Right now, you are in a particular career and it doesn't feel like you're satisfied completely. So look at what else adds to this, because it does show you changing direction. And it's showing it at this moment at a slower pace because of uncertainty that you're feeling. And so you look into that uncertainty, and it's time for you to trust some more. It's a reclaiming of self, a re-identification, an identifying of self. And so be willing to ask about just you. Understand your value. Understand the amazing aspect of life you are. And understand you are supported in the steps you are choosing to make. It is not to control. It is not to claim all others, for that just shakes the energy and says, I am afraid. It is time to step into purposeful steps, the direction you want and wish to go, and place the feet forward, one step, next step. And do it with joy, do it with laughter, and above all, do it with love. Your life is changing, Liz, in a very good way. Take each step securely. And it does show job advancement, but it does show you changing fields a little bit. So changing employers. Okay?
Okay, good. A cat question. Tiffany, is my cat the monk going to be okay next week?
Yeah, this was fun is because Tiffany says, is Monk going to be okay? And I'm like, I'm tapping into so many different things. Which monk? There's monks all over the You want the Tibetan monk? Sure, he's fine. Yeah, I know it's specific to you, Tiffany. This is it. I want you to look at your cat, what your cat's going through, because your cat is actually mirroring back to you exactly what you're going through. And there's a scattered energy about it. There's an uncertainty in what you're doing, and the cat's reflecting this, almost an unsteadiness. You claim more of you, and that cat's going to settle in. I do show some stomach upsets, and for some reason it's showing some inflammation in joints. This is just energy that got trapped within. But yes, your kitty is going to be better next week. And it continues to get better as you let go of your worry and fear about what the future holds for you. Instead, look at it and affirm what you choose to have in this point of your life. This seems to be a very, theme today of being willing to claim what's important to you and take those steps. And we do come across that many times as people will be drawn together that have the same theme going on. And so look at this. Look at what your kitty is reflecting back at you. There's a stiffness happening in the head neck right now. So remember to loosen up, limber up, send energy into your kitty. And I keep seeing some intestinal upsets. So look at your own, where you get a nervous stomach, that sort of thing. Careful with the type of food you give your kitty. Also check to see if he needs vitamins, because I got a deficiency going on. And are you fully getting all the nutrients that are perfect for you? But the more you settle in, the more the kitty settles in. And things seem to get back to normal. And I say seem because our normal changes all the time.
Our pets really are a reflection of us, aren't they?
They are. They will show us so much of what's going on within us. So really pay attention to them.
I've noticed over my lifetime, I've had 3 Lhasa Apsos. They're ornery little dog. They're independent. They're kind of cat dogs. They're very independent. They don't want to sit on your lap. They want their own chair. And I've noticed over the time that each individual dog reflected kind of my way of thinking, being in the world. And what's really nice is that my current one is the nicest one I've had. So I'm saying to myself, oh, good, I'm finally getting nicer.
Oh, well, you are sweet and nice as it is. It's letting people see that. Now you're willing to do it. And for me, I was so serious when I was younger. I was one of those got to have control because I didn't feel safe. So my dogs were very much more serious, and a lot of them had issues. Imagine that. Anyway, I've noticed as I've shifted, my dogs have gotten younger and more playful. We've got the Roddy, and I got him when he was a year old, and I thought he's going to be a perpetual teenager. And I was doing a different radio show at the time, had a pet psychic on, and my friend Cathy says, well, ask him about one of your pets. And so I asked him about Sid, and she goes, Sid's going to be a perpetual teenager. I think that's my mindset now. It's like, this growing old thing, I have no idea how to do that. I'm just going to be younger and younger all the time. So now I have Flint. High energy, playful, ornery. Yeah, I'd say those identify with me too. I don't know about Paisley though, but she's pretty ornery.
She's ornery, but she's sweet.
Yeah. Is lovable in all forms. Her little back end doesn't pick up, and she's missing all of a good portion of her teeth. I've got mine. See, they're still there. But lovable in all stages of life.
And Tammy's funny. She said, "I've ferrets that are a blast."
Oh my goodness, they're like otters almost. You just play, 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 play. And, and the thing is, it all seems so serious, everything, many times what we're doing here. But in truth, being these, children of the universe we are, these magnificent creators, this is a playground for us. Get rid of that idea it's a boot camp and it's hard work. Step into this, what do I want to create today? Let's play and watch the change in your life.
I know there's a quote from somebody, I can't remember who it is, but we are the otters of the universe.
Yeah. It's so cute as I'm talking about this, and all of a sudden the hairdresser that was earlier question, I'm seeing her with flowers around her. Get some flowers, darling. I don't care. Wear them in your hair, have them next to your whatever, but it's showing bright flowers and no essence. Oh, that's what it is. Also look into essences. The vibration of essences, but flower essence right now. But it does it. I don't know if you're getting ready to go to Hawaii. I know I am. But it keeps showing flower in your hair, but also doing the daisy chain. Oh, there we go. Have fun.
We've got one more question that was on the question list, and then there's a few people that have posted today, and we'll try and get to them, but we'll see. Because, we wanted to take a snow day. All right, Norma Jean, I don't know what to do differently. Every time things look up for us, something happens and knocks us back down, and now I feel like we're back to a place that I don't want to be. Can you please give me some advice and help?
Norma, look at the words using us and I. You don't get to decide anybody else's life. But you notice that it's like we get to this place, something brings us down, and I don't want to be there. You're giving yourself a huge message right there. You're right. You're not willing to participate in that old scenario any longer. So it isn't that you're not loving these people, because you are. Those cords of love are always there. But it's time for you to move into you and start claiming for you what you want in your life. You don't get to drag everybody with you. They've got their own journey. You're going to find as you choose to change, there are going to be those who choose to come along with you. Look at your old patterns and beliefs. And one of the things you're looking at, you're just kind of putting it out there. We're not at this place. Now, this can go with finances. This can go with health. This can go with relationships, emotions, whatever. Let's narrow this down and look at it. I get it. It has more to do with money, which is affecting health. And so look at how to support yourself in a way that's better. We get into patterns and ruts, and we create what we know over and over again, even if it is uncomfortable as hell. And let me tell you, I did it for years. Barely making it to the end of the month. I'd always have enough. Or if the income tax return came in, I'd have, something was always going to break and take that extra money. Well, guess who was creating that? Little old me. So Norma, it isn't shame on you. It isn't any judgment at all. Look at the patterns you're creating in your life, where your stuck points are, where it is you're willing to insert something new. Focus more on the joy, on the happiness, and the support. If you want to change a pattern, you can't add energy into what you've always known, because you're going to continue to bring that to you. Shift it and add energy into what you want. Put as much energy into that joy, into that laughter, into that love, into that financial support, into that health, and let that be what comes into your life. I'm forever telling people, it's time to take responsibility for your own life. And that's not a bad thing. I get to own mine. If something isn't going in a direction I want it to go or choose it to go, it's up to me to change that. And how to do it? Be willing to look into what's causing it without judgment, without condemnation, only with love. I love myself fully and completely. And then insert what I want to experience. Start visualizing it as if it's already there. Yet, you notice I say me, because I don't get to do Nancy's walk. I don't get to do my daughters or my other daughters, my grandchildren. I get to support them in love. But that means I have to disengage and focus on me. And there's the key for you, Norma. Focus on you. And then watch the rest choose to move in a different direction. Some will be challenged. Support them with love. Support yourself with love.
And I want to just add to that a little bit, because this is something that's really a challenge for us to learn how to do when we are in a situation that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
The tendency as human beings is to focus on, to be afraid, to be worried, to focus on what's wrong, what could go wrong, and all we're doing is attracting more of that. And so we need to take our little thinking by the hand, by the scruff of the neck, and give it a good shaking and say, okay, I don't want to attract any more of that. I need to focus my attention, my energy into what I do want, instead of spending all my time focusing on what I'm scared about. I learned this so much when I had cancer. I knew that if I focused on the fear, I was going to die. I focused, and whenever that fear came up, I felt it in my body, and I immediately changed what I was thinking about to something joyful.
Well, and that's it. Where you focus your energy is what you attract into your world. You're feeding that. You are absolutely, just saying, here, let me just keep you right here. And so also it's remembering, as humans, we've received a lot of messages over lifetimes and ancestral patterning and all of this other. And it's easy to stay in the discomfort of what we know, then break away and draw in something we don't know. And it isn't that we don't have the ability and don't have the knowledge of creating something new and beautiful. We have all of these old programs and patterns say, well, you have to be afraid. You don't know where you're going. Oh my God, what if you do it wrong? What if? Well, you're on that hamster wheel. So step into you. First of all, spend time just loving you. Spend a week praising yourself and really focusing on you. Be an observer of you, of all the good you do. And then identify with that and take that goodness out. Okay? There you go.
This is for all of us. This is not just for the specific person that asked the question, but this is for all of us.
Everything I say to people in so many ways is exactly what I say to myself. I have to walk this walk and talk this talk myself. I can't just hand it out to you and say, this is the way it is. I have my bumps in life, and I have a choice. I have a choice to add to those bumps that fear, or I have a choice to bring it back to me, see what's going on with me, love myself enough to be willing to create a change. And it comes up all the time, People say, oh, we're like this onion, and it doesn't have to be a hard work, and those layers don't have to be thick, and it's just like, okay, we're peeling away another layer. Woohoo! That means I get more closer to my essence.
And my joy.
And my joy. Yay!
It's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere. Just peel away and let it out.
There we go.
Heidi made a comment. I'm glad I was able to tune in today. I usually have class Wednesday. Snow day, yay, but so many messages for me. Constant reminder for me to let it go. Shoulders hurt and dogs acting restless. I feel it. Thanks. Thanks, Heidi. I'm so glad you could join us today.
Yes.
All right, so, that was the end of our posted questions. I want to go to the people. I say I'm not going to do this, and then I do it anyway because I really want to support everyone as much as possible. We
might go through these quicker, but I'm being drawn in the same direction too.
So at the very beginning, Jolynn wanted to know about she's got two questions, and one is about her relationship and her life partner, and he claims to be spiritual, and he's kind of using his spirituality to be self-serving. I don't know if you're going to get a hit off of that question or not.
Okay, first of all, it's looking at him and seeing what part of your life he's reflecting back. And it isn't an action that you're doing. It's looking at more of a judgment. Because this is where you're at, Jolene, correct? You've been walking your path for a while, and so you're looking out. Greg Braden talks about the 7 Essene mirrors, and in one of his books, I think it's The Divine Matrix, he does talk about some circumstances coming into his life, 3 of them all at once, of things he absolutely was not tolerant of and, just really disliked. And what that was mirroring back to him was his own judgment. And once he looked at his judgments, those things fell away and it smoothed out. So look at this person and look at your early steps. Many times in our early steps, what we do is self-serving. We're getting, we're adjusting to this. Yet look at any judgments you're putting out, because those same judgments come back to you. Remember that? You're 1 finger out, 3 fingers back, and a thumb. Mine's pointing back at me. So, and then look at what it is. And then you will find that this partner either shifts and changes or falls away. And I want you to pay attention to that too. Notice how easily it went, shifts and changes or falls away. And it just kind of shows you going forward. So, that's also saying something about your emotional connection with this person, and that's yours to look at. So your journey's beautiful. Continue to allow it to be beautiful. And there's several potentials in which this partner falls away, and somebody who comes in that supports more of who you are and you support them. And for whatever reason, I'm seeing early fall, and into next year. So there we go.
All right.
And let's go on to the next person, because that one question when we're doing these is because you said something about she had 2.
Well, she did, but I want to ask the second one because I think it's a question for everyone. It's a generic question, and it's very generic, and it's kind of it's what is it going to take to feel real happiness?
Well, stop for this moment and just feel deep inside of you. Feel the joy of participating in this life. Feel the happiness. Feel the amazement of all that is here to do. To feel true happiness is to allow happiness to be the theme of your life. To look out at each and everything that you do as wondrous, as joyful. Flit through your life like a fairy. Swim through the oceans like a mer creature. Step into the universes as the child of the universe you are. This is magical. This is delightful. This is fun. To feel true happiness is to acknowledge you are the happiness. And let that explode within you like the fireworks of the 4th of July. Break through the old paradigm. Break through the old handed down belief systems that no longer serve. And see the magic of this world once more. Now, isn't that joyous? Isn't that happy? See how easy it was to get into that energy? All you did is tap into me, the same as I tap into you. And with it, I bring the delight. I bring the magic. And you are the delight and the magic also. And there you go. Notice how everybody's all warmed up. You're tingling. I love it. Notice a smile that isn't leaving your face. You tapped into the essence of who you are and what life is. It's a handed down belief system that this is hard work. That earth is a boot camp, and by God, you better do it. Suck it up and get busy. Even that's funny in itself. And that's how you get there. Now I'm going to go off and be unhappy for a while because I think I'll play in that. Okay, we got to ground me out. Ground me out just a bit. I'm going to start laughing and not quit.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we're signing off and I'm in hysterical laughter. That's a way to do it.
And we have one more question about jobs. Tammy, and I just want to, because we've been talking jobs, I thought that we would just throw it in, okay?
Okay.
She's been doing the same work for 25 years and feels like she needs to move on. Ooh, move on. They are capitalized. I've decided to try and replace my income with blogging and breeding a specific type of cat. And somebody asked her what kind, and she said Maine Coon. Can this replace my income? But more importantly, will it feed my heart?
Okay, let go of the ifs and let go of the tries. We get uncomfortable in our world because it's time for growth. It's time for this. And so will it feed your passion? It's already feeding your passion. It's showing you there's something else. You'll choose and decide if it replaces your income. There's a part of you very much anchored into, I've got to stay here so I have my retirement, which is my security. So look into that part of it. Let this be something that draws you, the other that you're doing. Let it be something that draws you into your passion, into your joy. Now the Maine Coon is the one that's standing with it the most. And of course, and it does feel like you're very careful. Yet when you're breeding, make sure the other person is just as careful as you are, because it does feel like at this moment, doesn't mean you have to go there. I'm just seeing this, that there's someone that you would breed a cat with that wasn't in integrity, and you'll breed in defects, and you don't want to do that. So check out all of the breeders very thoroughly, anybody you use, because again, when you're bringing these beautiful animals into the world, in the way that you're choosing to do it, you want it to be at the highest levels. And so have fun with it. And it won't surprise me if you don't get drawn into other interests within the world of cats. And there's an independent air about you, not error, but air, A-I-R. And the cats kind of reflect that. Look at how the cat reflects back your own uniqueness. And you notice how I'm not even really looking. Oh, the blogging. That's what it was. That's so secondary right now. The cats are right up there. Let yourself have fun with the blogging and just let it grow. This is a time of change and growth. You're right, because you were feeling stagnant. Will it replace your income? Look at your belief systems around income and what the potential is and the need for security. And here again, this is not to shake anybody up a lot and scare them. Yet there are many, many, many people who focus on, I got to have this security in retirement. And so they don't do, and they're piling it up. And then what's his name, Maddox, comes in, all of a sudden your life savings is gone. Or it could be like my late husband, piled up what he could, got this time, and he passed away at 52, never doing what he wanted to do, because he was going to do it in those later years and make sure he had. We're creating our foundation in every moment. Don't put it way out here. Do it now, and just attract in the financial support. We have that ability. It isn't saying go quit your jobs and just, who knows? For those of us who relate to this era, maybe it is time for the hippie days and communes again. Just kidding. Anyway, but have fun with what you're doing, sweetie.
And Tammy had, before I asked her question, had posted that it's the comments, then the answers you'd given so far. Oh my gosh, makes so much sense for me. This is the first time I tuned in, and so glad I did. We're glad you joined us, Tammy.
Yes.
Thank you, whoever asked the question, and thank you, Cherry. I don't know what question she's responding to, but it was a brilliant answer, whatever.
Of course, of course.
Yes. And Anne reminded me I am a nice person to make sure everyone gets what they need. Thank you, Anne. I need validation too.
Yes, you do.
And Tammy just said, oh my gosh, the retirement is spot on. Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. Retirement is a fear-based belief for me. Thank you. And there are people who love what they do, who don't ever retire.
I'll be doing this until forever in some form or fashion. I cannot imagine not doing it, So, hey, if you love it, why bother retiring? Just let it morph to what you're creating. I like that word today, morph. Let's morph. We're going to morph.
And we're going to morph out of here.
We're going to morph the blank out of here. No, it's just got into silliness.
And Pauletta said love to us both, and that is a wonderful way for us to finish up our show and go have the rest of our snow day.
Yeah, this girl gets to drive in her snow day. The one day I am having to be on the road.
We do want to remind people, okay, I've got a little thing here that we have a membership program that we've just started, and it's an ongoing thing. You can join it anytime. You can leave at any time, but it is called, it's not but, Living Your Empowered Life, and we meet together twice a month on Zoom so that we can see each other and interact with each other, and and we have a Facebook group that those of you that are in the membership program who haven't come into the Facebook group, we want you to come to the Facebook group because we're interacting in there, and you get support from not only Cherry and I, but from the other wonderful people in the membership. So that's a great thing to do.
And you know what I love about this one is I put out challenges. These challenges are so you'll look more in depth in yourself, and they're the same ones I'm doing, and it's, many people will say is, I have no one to talk to. My family, my friends don't understand. So this draws you together in a like-minded group that's 100% safe. I have participated in other groups, and I get to look at my stuff, why this happens. See, I get to own mine and post something that somebody comes back in a negative way. This is all about love and support. It is about, yes, we'll say, hey, let's look at ourselves. And I'm not going to feed somebody's, the old themes, the old ones that keep you down. I can't feed that. Instead, it's about empowering you and taking you into that next step. Not so I can feel good about myself. It's so that you understand you're more than what you believe you are. That's exactly, when I first came into doing all of this, when I had this shift that was so amazing, I knew I was an unlimited being. I also knew I was to take that message out to each and every person that I came in contact with. Each and every person is an unlimited being. Look at the mindsets that create the limits of the belief systems around you. And then remember you are unlimited. And that is what this group is all about. Opening the doorways and releasing the limits and claiming all that you are in the most fun and fantastic ways. There we go.
So people can join us by going to the website, cherrydivine.com/LYEL-membership. That's Living Your Empowered Life. Not Lyle, like Cherry thought.
I'm trying to figure out who this guy Lyle is. Why is she putting Lyle up there?
All right. We're going to go because it's been a long time. I love you, everyone.
Yes. Bye-bye, everybody, and thank you for